made it appear that Diddy was going to confront you in a very ominous way with 3 guns in the car. Did you guys have serious beef to the point where he might have used those guns, do you think?
If he'd have confronted me and he had a gun, you best believe he was going to have to use it.
Kid Cudi's testimony today was critical. So you know, a little bit later, I'm going to tell you about a conversation I had with Suge Knight today. In fact, I'm going to play it for you. A conversation about that testimony that Diddy put 3 guns in a car and drove to a diner in the Sunset Strip to confront Suge. Let's talk about Kid Cudi, because this is the core of the racketeering charge against Diddy. And what prosecutors wanted to show was that Diddy was a thug, that when Diddy found out that Kid Cudi was dating Cassie, who had just broken up with Diddy, he did all sorts of bad things. That it looks like from the testimony that Diddy, along with an associate, went to Cudi's house, broke in, burglarized the house, went for Christmas gifts, Gucci Christmas gifts, presumably to see what was inside because he was jealous about what Cudi may have been giving Cassie for Christmas. He locks the dog in the bathroom, and then Cudi gets a call from Diddy's assistant saying, "Oh my God, it looks like your house got burglarized by Diddy because Diddy is here." And so Cudi wanted to confront Diddy, but apparently thought twice about it, knowing that there was at least one other person there, felt it was going to be too dangerous. So Cudi files a police report, which is really interesting, right? Because we didn't know about this police report. But then 12 days later, somebody throws a Molotov cocktail in the sunroof of Cudi's Porsche. Doesn't fully torch it, but that was clearly the intention. And Diddy never copped to it. Cudi had interactions with Diddy, and Diddy even apologized vaguely for things he had done, but was never specific about the things. But let's face it, I mean, it's pretty clear from the testimony and from the events, the way they line up, that a jury is going to believe that Diddy was behind both the burglary and the Molotov cocktail. Okay, that all said, is this racketeering, which is a criminal organization where you have a purpose of committing various crimes? Or, as the defense is going to say, is this a crazed, jealous, criminal boyfriend who is just so angry that somebody else is dating his ex that he goes off the rails? And the defense is going to say it's criminal, it's ridiculous, it's stupid, it's violent, but it's not racketeering. And, you know, you've heard of a boyfriend or a girlfriend breaking up and then slitting the other's tires. They're going to say it's essentially the same thing on steroids. So, again, we've got all of these little events. We've got Diddy using his employees to buy drugs, and now we have Kid Cudi talking about burglaries and arson and things like that. So the question, is this racketeering or criminal thuggery? And that is something that is going to be up to the jury. Honestly, I don't know how they're going to rule, and I will be a little surprised if they are single-minded on that issue. Now I want to talk about Suge Knight. So if you remember, there was testimony that Diddy found out from his security guard who testified that Suge was at a place called Mel's Diner on the Sunset Strip, and they had bad blood between each other. They hated each other. And when Suge found out that, when Diddy found out that Suge was at Mel's Diner, Diddy told his assistant, get in the car. Diddy took 3 guns, put them in the car, and beelined it for Mel's. By the time he got there, Suge was gone. So Suge is in prison right now in California, serving time for the death of a man at a parking lot and another diner, as a matter of fact. And I was able to talk to him today about this very incident and what he thought. And I think this is really revealing. The prosecution made it appear that Diddy was going to confront you in a very ominous way with 3 guns in the car when he went back to Mel's Diner. Did you guys have serious beef to the point where he might have used those guns, do you think?
If he'd have confronted me and he had a gun, you best believe he was going to have to use it, or something was going to happen. If he had 3 guns, it really was something was going to happen.
Had the disputes between the two of you escalated to the point where there could have been violence?
When you're dealing with drugs, alcohol, and even fear, some people feel if they're scared enough, they feel they got to do something. They can't do it with their hands, so they got to make sure they bring guns.
Do people bring guns to use them or to protect themselves in a situation like this?
If you got the serial number, if the serial number shade off, you best believe they both need to use them.
Sure, can I ask, when you were at Mel's Diner that night, were you armed?
Harvey, you know I will always tell you, I'm in prison, I probably was armed with my Bible. Other words, you know I ain't going to answer that question, Harvey.
Fair. That's fair. I got to say, I found Suge fascinating. And I'm a little surprised that prosecutors didn't call Suge to the stand, especially on racketeering. Because when you listen to him, when he talks about Diddy being violent, that you have these 2 warring organizations, Bad Boy and Death Row, and you hear about bringing guns for a confrontation that Suge feels would have gone down. I think that's really powerful, and I'm surprised that Suge was never asked to testify. That just feels impactful to me. Now, there's one other thing that happened today that I just don't get. That one of the managers at the L'Hermitage Hotel in Beverly Hills got in the stand and talked about how Diddy would come there and use different aliases and how they would set up the rooms. And again, this all goes to racketeering, I suppose, but that's not racketeering. That's some dude having a 3-way. And I just feel like when they reach that far, it seems like they're overreaching. And I think it hurts their case more than it helps them. So as we head toward the end of the week, the way I see it is on 2 of the charges, I think Diddy is in trouble. In terms of showing coercion and just the interstate transportation of a sex worker. On racketeering, so far, I'm just not seeing it.